Alright, for this lesson I'm going to show you how to paint ladybugs on rocks. And you're starting off with a red base coat a little past halfway on your rock, and then paint a black line down the center here, and then 2 lines on the sides, kind of in the shape of a Y. This gives you the main look of your ladybug. Painting on rocks is tricky. It's like painting on cement. It's going to ruin your brushes, but have fun anyway. And flat rocks are really hard to find, so just find something that works for you. Now I filled in the black for the face, and usually I try to paint all the way to the bottom here, at least so that it sits on the ground and looks pretty, done. Paint on a few of the black spots. Try to vary the sizes, make them large, medium, and small. If you look at ladybugs, that's the way they usually look. And just have fun with it while you're painting. It doesn't have to be perfect, so don't try to get all of your edges perfectly crisp because you're painting on a rock. And like I said, rocks are uneven. They've got divots and pimples, and they can really work on your patience, but try to have fun. Magic step, put a single dot on each eye for a highlight. Of course, I'm going to add a little extra tiny dot because, you know, this makes me happy. This will give your eyes a nice slick and wet look, and it also looks a little more completed. Granted, it's still just painting on a rock, but it is a little more, I don't know, a little more cute. Something you're going to run into right there, and I'm showing you, is that there's an uneven lump right there at the corner of that eye. And the worst thing about painting on rocks is it's like painting on bread. There are so many nooks and crannies and bumps that you can't get smooth lines, or it's very hard. Most artists choose flat surfaces that are very smooth. And that's kind of why the rock painting is more of it's a bit of a challenge. But again, so long as you don't go for perfect, then you'll be fine. But because you're going to run into so many little edges that you can't fill, or that your brush just doesn't slide over smoothly. But that looks starting to look nice. One thing you can do is add some little black lines for like antennas, and we'll put those in here. It just gives it a little more bug look. One good rule of thumb to measure with here is your hand size. Just remember, small hands carry small rocks, large hands can carry large rocks. If little kids are out walking where you're dropping these off and picking them up, then you're going to have to make some that fit little hands, that weigh just a little bit and fit in little pockets. Size is really an issue if you're dropping them off. If you're keeping them, paint them whatever size. Pick the best side to paint on for yourself, whether you want it to lay flat, like sit flat, or whether you want a smooth surface to paint on. A lot of these, because I'm working with river rocks, you'll find one side is very flat and weathered real well, and the other side is more bumpy and shapy. So for this one, I'm going to paint on the top side that's less flat. On one of the others, I'll do it reverse, I think. I can't remember, but... Okay, I'm painting with acrylic paints. I'm not using oil paints. You can spray it with like a clear coat so that it'll last longer outdoors if you're going to keep them outdoors. But the latex paint just dries so much quicker. You can work on top of it and correct it. You can wipe your hands off without having oils and solvents around. It's just a personal thing. If you want to use spray paints and oil paints, then go after it. But for me, it really works to use acrylics, like a water-based paint, because the cleanup is good. I get it all over my hands, as you can tell, and it's just simpler to work with. Less fumes on down the line. you'll become so focused on what you're painting that you won't notice little things around you. Like, I didn't notice that piece of hair sticking on the front part of that little rock for quite a little bit. But try to kind of shop over them as you're going along and look for little things that happen, like if you get fingerprints stuck on a certain part, or if there's a bug in your paint. It's painting outside, it's inevitable. You're going to get everything, but you're also going to get quicker drying time in the sun, and sometimes it's just better to get outdoors. When you're painting these little eyes, just remember they kind of look like horseshoes. Don't let yourself be intimidated by the fact that you're painting eyes. As soon as you kind of take your mind off what they are and instead of how they look, then you can really just kind of get creative with them. Because I've never seen ladybugs that actually look like these, like in real life, but they're fun. You know, that's what this whole lesson is about, is just having fun painting.